What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the show. Hopefully, everyone's having an amazing day. It's Tuesday, November 18th. One more week of work, and then we got some days off. I'm excited for that. Look, in this episode, we're going to break down what is actually going on when it comes to ETFs. A lot of confusion out there, and there should be. All these tickers, all these names. We don't have actual confirmation, but we did some digging. We'll get to the bottom of it. Plus, we'll talk about what is actually launching today, what the CBOE approved, and then we'll talk about what's coming Thursday, and then what's shaping up to be the biggest week of the year. Without further ado, sit back, relax, let's jump into a Bitcoin. Looks like freaking trash. $91,590. It's currently down 3.98% in the past 24 hours. It has officially flipped into the negative for the yearly chart. It is down about 2% for the year, folks. ETH coming in at 3,056. It's currently down 4%. And XRP coming in at $2.18. I don't like where it's sitting. Look, we'll go over this in a second. I'll let you know the price targets that you should be keeping your eyes on. Worst case scenario, best case scenario, where we could be going. We'll cover it all. Don't you worry about it. Total cryptocurrency market cap still chilling above 3 trillion, 3.24 trillion. As you see, the fear and greed sitting at a 17-year average. Crypto RSI, the average crypto's not even oversold yet. No bueno. That just means that, hey, there could be a further downside. Let's get to the XRP chart. Here what we're looking at, okay? This is your weekly chart, folks. This is what I want you to pay attention to. Everyone likes to pay attention to a 15-minute, a 4-hour, a daily. Yeah, that's great if you're a trader. Let's zoom out a little bit. Zoom out. For your support regions, $1.72 to about $1.90. That is what you are looking at. We do have some interest around the $1.50 region, kind of the beginning of the last move up that we experienced on this thing in that massive green candle. If these regions don't hold your support on the weekly, well, folks, it gets ugly. Do I think we're going to visit ugly? I do not. I do not. How low can we go now? It's the $1 million question that people keep asking me, that people want to know. Well, we're going to answer it. Let's change a couple of these up. Let's show up a little chart down here. Let me just set it the time frame back to the old daily. Let's drop this in. Here's what we're looking at. We're currently in our last major liquidity zone that we were using for support on this thing. And it ranges from about 207 up to 218. So we're kind of peaking out past there. We have a long ways to go before this thing breaks out. But you know how XRP moves. It can break out overnight. Do I think that like the entire market is done? No. Do I believe Bitcoin is done? Yes. And I told the Patreon group to watch out for that CME gap. I put the post out there and I let them know if we fail the 50 MA and we break down and we get a close under it, that it is over for Bitcoin. Now, I would have loved to see Bitcoin go a lot higher here. I would have loved to see the entire crypto space get up to that $5 to $7 trillion zone. We came up around 4 trillion. All is good. What I do expect now is for ETH to go off. I do. I would be pay attention to Ethereum at this point. Does that mean Bitcoin's not going to go up anymore? It doesn't. I mean, I would expect Bitcoin to retrace, maybe get back around at $100,000 region. $100,000 on Bitcoin, it's the toughest area to break right now, right? It was the toughest area to break under, and you saw how many attempts it took to get under 100K, but now to get back 100K and to make a new all-time high, there's a lot in your way. I mean, it's crypto though, right? Things can change overnight. At least your output for the rest of the year, I expect Bitcoin to chop around, probably go a little bit lower here. My next area of interest on Bitcoin is sitting between 86 and 88,000. We came very, very close to touching it. And let's see what happens and let's see what recovers. As far as XRP, well, looks like 2026 is going to have to be the year, right? Could we have an amazing December? Still 100%. But are we going to see this crazy blow off? I mean, usually it takes 8 to 10 weeks. So it looks like 2026 could be our year. That's what I would be paying attention to. I wouldn't let the markets drive you nuts. Look, as I tell everyone, at the end of the day, me, you, your ma, your dad, everyone around you, we all know XRP is worth more than $2.18, right? Am I going to be selling XRP at $2.18? No, no chance. I will ride this thing to zero before I sell it at $2.18. And that's just me. That's because I know the upside potential here. And I didn't get into crypto 8 years ago to sell XRP at $2.18. So I'll be holding this thing. I believe with all these ETFs, I believe with all the partnerships, utility coming to life, that the price is going to go up. We've done the math. We've showed you the math on the ETFs, on the volume, and what it has to produce. Or I shouldn't say what it has to produce, but the amount of XRP that will be sucked up. We will at some point be entering a supply shock scenario and price is going to accelerate, which leads us over to this. If you're not on XRPrightnow.com, go on, get up over there. The CBOE, they approve, I should say, a 3% XRP income fund. I broke this down. I explained everything. What does it mean? This is a 3% monthly premium income fund. It is a derivative-based income strategy. In simple terms, it gives investors exposure to XRP price movements. So this is not a spot. It doesn't physically hold XRP. It's a 3% monthly income. It uses options, swaps, and derivatives tied into XRP. It does not directly hold XRP in custody. Okay, so what does it actually hold? It could hold XRP-linked derivatives, covered call style options written on XRP exposure, XRP-based swaps and structured contracts, cash and treasuries to satisfy margin and collateral requirements, synthetic XRP exposure via regulated financial instruments instead of direct token custody. Does this help XRP's price? Directly, not much. The ETF itself doesn't have to hold spot ETF, so there is no automatic supply shock. Indirectly, it will though. This is where it gets interesting because when an issuer launches a derivatives-based ETF, the market makers and liquidity providers who support it are constantly hedging their risk. To do that, they typically will need to buy or sell spot XRP on the exchange, open positions in XRP futures, source liquidity from over-the-counter desk, and arbitrage price differences across the XRP markets. All of that, it creates background demand and deeper XRP liquidity. Why is this a big deal for spot XRP ETFs? And folks, you can go read all this over on a news website. This is almost exactly how your Bitcoin ETFs played out, right? 1, income and derivatives ETFs. 2, you get your futures based. 3, you get your spot based. 4, the big wave of institutional capital and price discovery. We are at step 3 right now. Your spot ETFs are starting to come to life. We already have 1. We have number 2 launching on Thursday in Bitwise. Bitwise is a lot larger, I want you to remember that, than Canary. And Canary's been doing crazy numbers out there, folks. Here's Canary, 843,000 in volume yesterday. They've been killing it. 3 days live and absolutely killing it. Now think about the multiplier effect here. We get 1, then we get 2. Next thing you know, we got the next 2 that launch are coming on the same day. So you got 4, then we got 5. Before you know it, it's December, and we're going to have 5 to 6 of these up and running. And it's each of these is sucking in 10 million XRP a day. It's 50 million a day. 250 million a week. Remember, it's only Monday through Friday, so times 5, not times 7. I know someone's out there cursing me, telling me, rip your maths off. Got you, no, it's not. Monday through Friday, folks. 250 million that's a billion XRP. No, my math is off. 10 million. No, it's right. 50 million a day if they each do 10. That's 5. That's 50. times 5. 5 times 5 is 250 million. So that's 1 billion XRP a month from 5 ETFs. That's 12 billion a year. This shit can snowball fast, everyone. It really can. Now let's talk about the SEC. Let's talk about the big one out there, Franklin Templeton. A lot of whispers, a lot of people thinking that it's going to go live today. I want to make this very clear on this Franklin Templeton ETF. People are confusing because there's two of them, okay? We have two of them. We have, and I want to tell you which ones we have. We have EZRP. That's one of them. And then you have XRPZ. So EZRP, folks, this is Franklin Templeton's XRP ETF share class. XRPZ is a separate share class, but connected to the same Franklin XRP trust, but is used for a different fee structure. So what I'm thinking, they both represent XRP exposure, just different share classes. So what this is, let me sum this up because this gets confusing. Trust me. It's not two different ETFs. It is one ETF, but both of these tickers represent different share classes, not different assets, not different ETFs. There's just different share classes here. So when we look to see what is actually going live, we have to go to the S1 registration statement, which is right here. We need to look at the filing date on this thing. The filing date was November 4th. Once it's filed, it's 20 days after that. So this thing will not go live until next Monday. So the 24th is when this is going to go live. And I'm telling you, it gets freaking confusing, folks. So it's two different tickers, but they both point to the same ETF, which is the one you see on your screen. They just represent different share classes for the ETF. Hope that makes sense. It's crazy, I know. But in the meantime, now remember this, in the meantime, you have Bitwise coming this Thursday. Don't forget about that. Bitwise is coming this Thursday. You have Grayscale also launching on Monday the 24th. So Grayscale and Franklin Templeton will be launching together. So we'll have Canary, Bitwise, Grayscale, and Franklin all live by Monday the 24th. We are still waiting on Wisdom Tree, 21 shares, and Coin Shares. They have not updated their S1s yet. So those have not launched just yet. It's a cluster. I get it. It is what it is, though. You know what I mean? Monday's the day. The big ones. Get ready, lock in, strap in, pay attention. Don't lose faith in these markets, folks. It's only going to get better. Trust me on that. I'm going to leave it like that. I hope you enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up button. I'll catch all y'all on the next one.